Hello everyone, welcome to the AMA session. I'm very happy and many of you are here before the time start. I just want to recognize Fang being the first person arrived in the Zoom before I arrived. Yeah, everyone give a big hand to Fang. Yes, well done. Fang say, and long time Fang has not logged into Zoom and just want to familiarize with the Zoom. Good job, good job. Okay, so we have 12 people in the room. Very good. And today we have a lot of questions. Why? Okay, not sure. The first question is the ways to protect an Excel file. Very good question. So now let me share my screen. And okay, before that, I just want to have a quick intro. AMA is a monthly event hosted by Excel and me. And thank you, Wendy, for your support. We'll be going to answer your question as much as possible within 1 hour. So I'm very grateful for many of you managed to send in your question. I will address the question as much as possible. Some of the question I will cut short just to get you the idea to get going. So I may not able to give you the complete end-to-end things. And at the same time, you are able to learn from others people question. Okay, let's go back to our first question is the ways to protect an Excel file. Okay, so let's see. What are the ways we are able to protect an Excel file? Let me do this here. Okay, good. This is a normal Excel, so I'm going to do something over here. Usually when we are doing Excel, and maybe I just want to let people to key in the numbers here and there's certain additional protection over here. So if let's say normal Excel, there's no way to do protection and people, they just key in whatever they want. So if I want to protect the file, so there are two levels of protection. So let me type on the screen, yeah, there's two levels of protection. The first level is the file level. There are three levels. There's file level. So there's something called encryption. Another one is the workbook. Workbook means the sheets, the tab, and so on. Another one
This meeting is being recorded.
Sheet. Yes. Someone saying something? Wendy, can you help out? The worksheet is the rows, the columns, and so on. Good. So these are the things we are able to show. And I'm going to start from the lower one, then I go to the workbook, and then I go to the file. So these are the things I'm going to show you here. Prior to that, let me do something. Yeah. Okay, I need to do something just to make sure we have good experience. I will temporarily disable the unmute so that everyone is able to have a much more a smoother experience. Okay, let's see. Good. Let's go back here. When we are opening for Q&A, I will open up for the Q&A. Yeah. Now I just temporarily turn off everything. Over here, currently by default, it doesn't have any protection by default. So now I just want to have a protection over here. And only allows the user to enter the number here. So I just select here, right click, there's something called format cells. Right click, format cells. So that means I just want to turn on the protection. So after that, I go to protection. Inside protection, I need to unlock it. Then, okay. So for this one, when I enable the protection, the person able to do something, they are only able to do a data entry here, not the other side. So to turn on the protection, I go to preview. There is something called protect sheet. The lower level is called protect sheet. On the protect sheet, I can set with the password or without password. So for the quick demonstration, my password will be ABC, enter, and confirm again ABC, enter. So when the worksheet protection is turned on, when I want to go outside, I attempt to key in something, it will give me the error like this one, say, sorry, unable to change the protector sheet. When I go to a number here, I key 1, 2, 3, and it works. So this is the worksheet protection. But sometimes certain people, they may want to have a protection on the special location like here. They want the user to enter or do some changes with additional password. So this is another way of working. So let me unprotect sheet first. And your prompt for the unprotect password is ABC, enter. Good. So while I'm on this worksheet here, this range is called protected. Inside review, I go towards right side, there's something called allow edit range. Click on the allow edit range. It allows me to add additional range here. So I can go to new, give you a name. I say this is protected data. And the range is over here. I could give you a password called 123. I just key 123. I could set additional permission over here if I want to. The permission, I could set it to the user login or the domain name and so on. So I keep it simple. I don't want to do anything here. No extra permission, just the 123 password. 123. Okay, interesting. The number one is not sure that way. Then I click OK. You confirm the password 123. Enter. Got it. So this one is here, and I want to apply. Okay. When I do some changes here, still okay, until I turn on the protection for the entire sheet. So I go back to protect sheet. And this round, I choose not to go by password. And just for your information, we can protect a worksheet without password. And why people doing so? Because they want to protect their own mistake as well. Like me, sometimes I do protect the worksheet without password just to prevent my own mistake. So I do so. So now I without password, enter. If I key in the number here, 112233, okay. If I key in somewhere outside, it doesn't allow me to do so. And if I go to the protected area, I key in the number and you ask for additional level of password. So the password here is 123, enter. Okay, got it. So now I can key in some data here. So you can see we can have multiple level of protection on the worksheet level. Okay, and if I'm able to follow up to this one, please type number one. I just want to make sure I have enough right pace and not too fast. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And by the way, if let's say you miss something, right, the recording will be shared later on in the group. So let me unprotect. Okay, besides the protect on the worksheet, we can protect on the workbook. What does that mean? Let me, what is this? Document? Oh, yeah. Let me close this one. Let me close this. This is later on we will discuss. Where's my file? Oh, my file disappeared. Oh my goodness. Okay, my file disappeared. Okay, see whether can I recover the file. No, the file disappeared totally. Okay, never mind. So there's a question. I just wonder when should I use column B kind of protection versus column C kind of protection. Okay, good. Column B kind of protection is you allows the user to enter the data openly. For example, you ask the staff to enter the quantity they have done QC. For example, you have list of the things or the number of working hours they have done or a lot of what kind of number of rejection they have found, certain fixed location. On another way, perhaps they need to override certain calculation or override certain additional remark. So they may need additional password. That password will be held by their supervisor. So supervisor will need to key in the password, and once open, everything will be open at that moment until they close and reopen. Okay, hopefully this one address your question. Good. Okay, so now we have this one. Just now the whole thing is got closed. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just now is about the worksheet protection, and the next one is about the workbook protection. What does that mean? Over here, let me zoom in there. This one, I call this as data. I call this is data file here. I go to another worksheet, maybe this called report. Maybe I say this is report here. Okay, I have something like this one. And I do not want the user to mess up with the worksheet. For example, some people, they may clone the worksheet and do something. Sometimes they may delete the worksheet unintentionally, or sometimes they may change the name of the worksheet that will upset the entire formula or some macro automation. To prevent all these things, we can have the workbook protection. Let's see, go to review. There's something called protect workbook. In the protect workbook, we can set the password. The password is optional. If I did not set the password, next time, whoever wants to unprotect the workbook, they're still able to do so. So here, I just set the password as ABC for illustration. ABC again, good. Once the workbook is protected, I still can do some changes on the worksheet because there's two different levels of protection. And guess what? When I want to delete the worksheet here, sorry, is grayed out. I want to hide and hide also cannot. So that is the meaning of the workbook protection. Can I? So let me unprotect. I key ABC again. So this to turn on the unprotect. And if I'm able to follow this one, please type number 2 in the chat. Type number 2 if I'm able to follow this one, protect workbook. Okay, good. And the third one I'm going to demonstrate is to the entire file. That means it's the encryption. First, I need to save the file. Thank you for responding. Very good. Thank you. So let me save the file. So this is the protection. Okay. I saved the file. Now the file is saved. In order to turn on the protection, I can go to the file. There's something called info. Inside info, there's something called protect workbook. Inside protect workbook, there's something called encrypt with password. Just for your information, encrypt with password. If let's say I forget about the password, good luck. Because there's no other way to somehow to go behind the doors and to open it. Because encryption, it scramble the whole thing with the password. Unless I have the correct password, otherwise I will not able to go back to retrieve it. So it's a very tricky one. So I go to encrypt with password. So it set the password. And the password are case sensitive. Uppercase, lowercase, there are different. Yeah. So I key ABC, enter, ABC, enter. Okay, so the password is done. So let me save the file and close it. Save. Good. So once I save and close the file, let me open up my folder, bring the folder to the screen. Here. I have the protection. Let me open it. Let's wait for a while. See, you will ask for the password. So I just key in ABC, enter. Okay, I'm back here. So this is a third level of protection. Some people may be asking, hey, Tai, what if I forget the password? Besides saying good luck, there's another way to work around. So that is called brute force. Brute force, it means it is to guess all possible combinations of the password. What does that mean? If my password only has digit 0 to 9, how many combinations do I have? 0 to 9. Can you type in the chat? This mathematics, only one digit is 0 to 9. What is how many combinations? 10 combinations. Very good. Thank you, Chiwa, for responding. Very good. What if I have 2 digits, 0 to 9? How many combinations are there? 2 digits. How many combination? So it's 10 times 10. Very good. What if I have 3 digits? Times 10. So it's 1,000. Very good. If I say I have 3 digits and plus one more alphabet, plus one lowercase, lowercase, A to Z. How many? Times 26. 26,000. If I have this one more alphabet, but I'm not sure whether it's uppercase, lowercase, it's just A to Z. So then plus 26. This one need to times 2 because it's a double. So 52,000. So this is only 3 digits. What if I have many alphabet plus symbol, not in the specific sequence? That one, really good luck. Really, So there's a lot of combination. Yeah, so this is called brute force. Some, they have a supercomputer. They may able to run multiple threads to concurrent to open the file that may have a chance to open. Okay, so hopefully this one gives you some idea. So that is the first question. Okay, good. If you are able to get this one, please type number 3. Type number 3 if you are able to get this. I just be careful, about the file. The second question is very interesting, is to extract the data from PDF file into an Excel. So let me demonstrate. This is a PDF file. Let's wait. Okay. This is the PDF file. It's a vendor sales report where it has the number, the product name, product code, and the quantity sales, all these things. This one is a very common things people may export from system and save it as PDF file. I believe this is not from Excel. I believe. I'm just wild guess, this is not from Excel. And so you want to extract the data so that Excel able to understand. So there are 2 parts of it. One is the product details. You can see there are 2 pages. This one could be more. And when we are working with the PDF file, the alignment might be a problem. And the second part is to get the summary. Let me demonstrate. This is a PDF file. So let me copy the file path. So I go back to Excel. Excel, it has a way to extract the data from PDF file. It only works for non-image PDF file. Sometimes when people scan the document into PDF file, they need to run through a process called OCR. OCR means to turn the image that represents alphabet to a recognizable alphabet. So this is optical character recognition. So there are a lot of software out there, either free or online. They are able to perform something like OCR. If let's say the thing is handwritten, maybe they could use AI to attempt to extract the data out. So this is back to the file here. This is not the OCR, so I'm able to use this method. I go to data, get data from file from PDF. Over here from PDF. And then from PDF, that is a moment I'm going to paste the file location. Paste the file location. Okay. And you will notice it will give me a couple of different things here. Let's wait. Because PDF file, it stores the data in a very unique way. There are something called pages. There's something called table as well. And you can see it has multiple tables here. Let me click one of them. Click. This is how the tables looks like. This is a second table. And this third table, fourth table, fifth table. The number of tables might change. the number of tables might vary one by one. So it makes the thing a little bit tricky to handle later on. I could go by the table or I could go by the page. Let's investigate the data. Yeah. So this one, it looks like it's quite a structured data. And this is quite okay. And this one, let's see, this one, it has the column that is expecting. Let's see this one. And you will see number of columns, they are slightly different. The header, slightly different. So let's see the sales quantity, promo quantity. Okay. So this is on the top. I want to go through one by one. It will not be easy. So I could go another method is go by the page. It goes everything by the page. By the page, it will capture everything on the page. So page 1, page 2, page 3. Just bear in mind, not always it has 3 pages. It could have more. And one thing for sure, the last page is a summary. And the last page is not necessary. Page number 3 is not necessary as a summary. Something we can see, the summary has a wording called summary. So in order to make the thing scalable, scalable means currently I have 3 pages, it works. If next time they have 30 pages, I want it to be work as well. So I do not want to go by individual page to import. I want to import everything at once. So I select the folder. Select the folder means import everything at once. So I click on this, the folder. Then I can go to transform. Because when we select the folder, it will have a chance to grab everything. When we have a chance to grab everything, then we can decide which one we are looking for. So over here, you can see a list of the information available on the PDF file. So there's a different kind. Either you go by the page or go by the table. For here, I want to go by the, let's see. So they have 2 options. Either I can go by the page or go by the table. Let's see. Looks like going by the page will be much more efficient because the alignment are not entirely matching everything. So I need to filter, only keeping the page, take out the table. Okay. So now I have this one. So there are 3 pages. I don't need the rest beside the data. So I right click on the data, remove other columns. Once I'm here, I want to expand everything for all pages. So expand the column. And I do not want to use the column name as prefix. Load more just to grab all the possible columns. Then click OK. Good. So now it has everything ready. And I want to change the name. This is called raw data. Over here, the reason to change the name, because there are 2 possible parts. One is the individual product details. Another one is the summary. To do so, I want to have some indicator. Let's see. There are few rows on the top is not required. There are 6 rows. I scroll down. Okay, you can see column 2 is the product name and column 4 for the page number 1 is the product code. And for the page 2, the product code is on the column number 3. You can see that's not consistent, yeah. And one thing for sure, the summary is on the column 1 with the wording summary. So I just copy the summary. I want to find the indicator to split them. When it has a wording summary, onwards, everything is a summary. So to do this indicator, I go to add column, custom column. Then you will ask for a formula. Formula, I say this is summary, question mark. And here, I want to use the column 1. First, I will use a function called contains. Contains, text contains, open bracket. So column number 1, comma, double quote, summary, no space, and double quote. Then I will click OK. You will add a new column. You can see there's some true, some false, some true, some false. Very good. And over here, whenever I see there's a true, I want to show the wording summary. Show the wording summary. Some of them is now very good. And I want to change this one again. Add the formula. I want to check whether this is equal to true. No, I want to use a if. If this one is true, then I want to show the wording summary. Else, I want to show the value now. Now means blank. When I click OK, you will see as a now has some error. Error, let it be. So it has error. Error means not the right way. So this summary. Based on this indicator, row 37, I want to get the wording downwards. So there will be something called fill down. Right click on the summary, fill down. Okay, let's wait for a while. It fills down. So it has two parts here. One with the error, another one with the summary. So the error is a little bit annoying. Let me keep this way. And now I'm going to, based on the raw data, to split into two parts based on this indicator. One is a summary, another one is a product. So let's see here. Okay. And here, instead of calling error, I just change the name, right click on the top, replace error with the name of product. Okay. So here you will have summary and product. From this, I want to branch out to two. So not duplicating, I just call reference. Right click reference. So this will be the name called product. Another one, right click reference. This will be the summary. So I go to the product. I will need to filter where the summary is equal to product and the rest I don't need. Very good. So these are the product. Let's go towards left side. Yep, that is the product name. Very good. And you can see the product name is always on the column number 2. When the column number 2 is now, like this one is now, it doesn't have any data we are looking for. So I can just filter and take out the now. Then okay. Very good. Yes, everything there. And yes, a number and the product code. The next thing is a little bit tricky within the product itself. So you can see the product code. Some they are on the column 4, some they are on the column 3. So I just need to know which one I need to use. And to be sure, I will need to use a formula to pick whichever is suitable. So you can see it has two parts as well. Whenever this one is either now or this one is not now. So we can use this one as an indicator. So I'll be using a conditional column. And before that, I just see, do I have this one? Okay. Over here, I also can take out the name called product name. Total sales. Yeah, okay. All these are not the product data. So I take out, I clean up the whole thing. It's up to row 19. That is correct. Over here, we are going to bring this disalign data into back to the same column. So I will be based on the column number 3, whether it's equals to now. If this is now, I will get from column number 4. Otherwise, I will get from column number 3. So I don't want to use this one first. Let me leave the product name there. Let me leave the product name there first, because I need that column. Later, I will adjust. So I go to conditional column. So you will give a name. The name is called product code. So this is a magic part. I'll be using the column number 3. If column number 3 is equals to now, must be lowercase. Then the output that will be takes from column number 4. See, is whenever it's now, the product code is on the column number 4. If this is not now, so I'll be getting the data from column number 3. Then, okay, let's see. Column, product code, very good. So everything backs to the same column. So this is how we are able to use Power Query to find certain consistent indicator to get the data back to the same column. Let me do one more illustration, illustration. And this is the sales quantity. You can see the sales quantity is off by 1 column as well. Same thing, when the column number 3 is now, I will get from column number 4. Otherwise, I'll be get from column number 5. Otherwise, I'll be get from column number 4. So I go to conditional column. So I will add a column name called sales quantity, where the column number 3 equals to now. If this equal to now, we'll be getting the column from the data from column 5. If not, I'll be getting the data from column number 4. Then okay. Yep, all the sales quantity now they brings into the same column. Do the same thing for the remaining and see which is the column they are able to match it together. So this one should be able to give us the answer for the product. And now I want to demonstrate for the summary. The summary also has an indicator at the end, where the summary question mark is equals to summary. Okay, and the data is over here. This is the data we have. And column number 3, and let's see. This is a column we need. This one, and what else? Let's see. And this one. And the rest are not required though. The rest are not required. Maybe I want to keep this one as well. Right click, remove other columns. Very good. So other columns will disappear. And I just realized the column just messed up because the way how I choose the column. Okay, let me adjust it on the formula. Column 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So this shows the data we have. And at the bottom is not necessary. The bottom 3 rows, not necessary. I go to home, remove rows, remove bottom 3 rows. Okay. So the data is this way. So now it's almost done. Presume everything is done because the product will take a bit of time. So I just let it be. You also remove the certain column that you don't need. I go to close and load. You bring everything back to Excel. Yeah. Okay, let's it load for a while. Good. So this is the summary. And this is the product. And this is raw data. Usually the raw data is not necessary to be here. So we can just remove it to turn the raw data here into a connection. So I just remove this raw data, delete. Sheet 1 is not necessary, remove as well. So okay, so this one has 19 records. Certain things need to touch up as well to make it works. There are some redundant column need to remove, and go towards the end, you can see there's product code and the sales quantity. At least this one gives you some idea on what is possible, yeah, using PDF file. So let me recap about PDF file. When we are importing PDF file, so let me recap. When import PDF file, so we want to make sure it has text. If no, then we OCR it. And once we have the text, and to make it scalable, that means it's able to accommodate more things, we select the folder. So that means it will include all pages. After that, when we go to transform in Power Query, we want to filter the type equal to either page or table, depends on your situation. Just now, I filter only remain the pages. so that I'm able to have greater flexibility to handle everything together. And inside Power Query, you want to spot any patterns. For example, when this is now, that data exists, when that data has certain wording, and just do all these things. For example, the noun, the word like summary, all these things. Just observe the certain pattern. Yep, hopefully this one gives you some idea what is possible, yeah? How to recognize OCR or not OCR? Very good. The easiest way is you import into Excel. When Excel unable to recognize a lot of text where you're able to see, that means it's not OCR. Okay, hopefully this will address your question. Can we do condition column in Excel instead of Power Query? Yes, you can do conditional column provided you have extracted all the text out. There are some websites able to translate the PDF file into Excel format, and my personal bias experience, they are not very accurate. They're not very accurate. Yeah, once you have a data like this, I go back here. If I have raw data here, let me load it back, yeah? Table new, okay. If I have the raw data here, I could do some columns, some formulas. You can do manually move it around. So it's still possible. Conditional column. Yes, you can do something here. If this one, then take out something. The reason is I want to show it inside Power Query is so that the Excel is much more lightweight. It doesn't have so many things inside. Otherwise, when next time the report update or refresh update, the formulas keep on calculating is going to be very slow. Let the calculation handle once in Power Query. Okay, hopefully this one address your question, Zuwen. Come to this example, it's going to be one-time exercise, right? If not, okay. The Power Query is automation, come to PFL. Structure always change. Just now the data, I presume is quite consistent data. I believe it's quite consistent. I see the data structure is quite okay. Come to PDF file. If let's say for the vendor report, vendor sales report, we are able to use this one to make it repeatable. So yes, we still can. If the thing is keep on changing, unless we are able to spot certain pattern, otherwise it will be quite tricky. Another way to work around, if let's say last time I also encountered this situation, the thing is very tricky. And until the moment, I need to mix the Power Query with macro. Because macro, I can do a lot more things. Because Power Query, the works, it may not be so flexible. Example, I want to search this column for certain indicator, up, down, left, right, all these things. Power Query cannot, not easy. Not easy. Meanwhile, for macro, I can search for this indicator, 3 cells down, 1 left, 1 up. I have this data, I use macro to clean up again, second row. Okay, so I have done this before. Okay, good. So this is the second question. And if I'm able to get this one, please type number 4. Get it means you roughly know the concept, may not able to know the exact details. If you roughly know the concept, number 4, yes, 3.5. Good one. At least you're halfway through. Roughly lah. Yes, roughly. Okay. And because I'm a little bit faster because I want to make sure I cover all questions. The next one is about conditional formatting. Yes, this one. This is very interesting. This question is about, hey, when I change the status to complete, and how come sometimes the formula just doesn't work or the condition formatting just doesn't work? You can see, I click, the different cells, the color change one, not on the same row one, you can see. And some of them, I have a complete, but it's not really complete one, and you will see, observe, everything off by 1 row. By right, when I click this one, only this row, but everything off by 1. That is something not so accurate about conditional formatting. When this thing happens, there are many possible causes. So first, we go to conditional formatting. Inside home, conditional formatting, manage rules. Inside manage rules, And this person turned the whole thing into an Excel table. And let me zoom in a little bit. You can see the formula is a little bit tricky here. So this one has error. That means previously certain column has been removed. And you will see the similar thing like this one. It breaks into two. And when this thing happens, most likely they have added certain blanks in between. They get the thing sorted, or somehow they copy and paste a blank row from some other places, and this will happen. And why the thing's off by one row? Because, see, this is number 7, where the applies to number 6. So if this thing happens, I need to clean up the whole thing first. Because this one, it uses Excel table, so there's at least there's a way to clean up. So let me show you how to clean up, yeah? First, the error, remove, no face given. Okay, this one is say job done. Job done is another worksheet. It check another worksheet. Maybe it's not accurate, delete. Here, when I click here, you can see the formula. It just select a lot of more things. So I need to do some changes. First, I need to select back to the same location. So it starts from the number 7, but the row is start from number 6. So that therefore everything off by 1. So I select from here. Okay, I select the entire table. Apply. Okay, let me see if I delete the complete. I just off by 1. Okay, let me check the formula again. So you can see it's off by 1 row. Very good. Edit this one. Make it as L7. 7 and 7. Apply. Okay, now it's okay. And you can see a lot of times this one and the row number is not matching. So what I have done just now, I make this one continuous block for the entire table. Secondly, I change this one to the very first row, which is number 7. Okay, so I change this one and everything's okay. Let me click OK. And if I delete one of the complete, that particular row change. That is correct. Okay, so this one, if I'm able to somehow get the idea on how to fix the conditional formatting, please type number 5, if you're able to get this idea. Good. Thank you. The 4th question is about SUMIFS. SUMIFS, this formula is very tricky. I'm not sure whether it's intentional or that is a mistake. Conditional formatting make the file slower. Yes and no. Conditional formatting, it may make the file slower. Depends on the situation. If for the simple formula like just now, the conditional formatting, it only check for the status. That one is still okay. Some conditional formatting, they use the function like offset, indirect. When they're using all these things, it will be very slow. Yeah. So this one, they want to work around some limitation in the conditional formatting. They may use this one. So this one definitely make it slow whenever the data is getting larger and larger. Normal conditional formatting, not so big deal, but this one, yes. Okay, good question. Okay, conditional formatting done. Let me close this one. The next thing is, this is a very interesting formula. It uses SUMIFS. Yeah, you can see it uses SUMIFS. Let me show the formula. This is showing the formula. And you can see the formula is a little bit interesting. It has 1, 2, 3. All these things, they refer to another worksheet. Usually for the SUMIFS, the criteria range does not refer to another worksheet. It refers to itself. If it refers to another worksheet, this thing will happen. Let me show you. Let me show the formula. Currently, it has all the number here. So I want to get the sorting where the formula is. And you can see number 9. Okay, let me adjust the formula, yeah. So this one is supposed to refer to A2 on the other side. If I use something like this one, enter, it is referring to another cell here, A2. But A2 here is nothing. So literally cannot be anything. So if that's the case, right, you will see the things a little bit messy. Rather than having something like this one, they may not want to refer to here. If I do something like this one, if I do the sorting, just double check, yeah. Now I have the formula, this right sequence, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything in the right sequence. When I do the sorting over here, I just sort ascending. Here, this one, it refers to A10 because it was there. If I refer to another worksheet for this particular cell, it will carry with it. Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. The formula should refer to the sales. Yes, now you got it. When you change the formula, it should be correct. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the correction. Let me adjust the formula. Okay, criteria, it should refer to A2. Then if I refer to their own cell or just sort it out, then it works. It still remains as A2. Yeah, got it. So just be careful whenever we are using this kind of cross worksheet formula. So at least give you some idea. Thank you for your illustration and thank you for your question. It's a good reminder for all of us here. If you're able to get this one, please type number 6. Type number 6 if you're able to get this. Yes, good. Okay. Some is fun. Yes, it's very easy. Somehow you make the formula quite interesting. The last question is about index match. Actually, it's not about index match. It's about, if I understand the thing correctly, it's about something like this one. I have the region, rep, item, all these things. The data is from a sales order. These are the sales order. And the good thing is, this sales order already make it as an Excel table. So you will see table design over here. And the bad thing is, the table name is not changed. Lama. Okay, just kidding. Sometimes we want to add table. My recommendation, my humble recommendation, change the table name lah. Change the table name. My recommendation, we start the table name with the word table. For example, this is about sales order, so that be table sales order. Maybe next time there's something called staff, table staff. And maybe another one is called vendor, table vendor. And why? If I want to use the table in the formula, I just need to type the first 3 letters and Excel will give me a list of all the tables in this file. Don't need to go one by one. And this is one of the reasons why I recommend start the table name with the word table. Okay, so this one for the learning, I change the table name. So this is table sales order, enter. Good. Then I go over here. The question is, based on the item and the color selected, I want to know the data based on these two retrieved from here. Prior to that, I just want to double check, are the headers or the column sequence, are they the same except the order date? So go over here, paste it. Yes, they are exactly the same except the order date. So I need to use a function that's only available in 365 and on newer version of Excel. So that's called filter. I want to filter the data from here where the item code is equal to what we have selected here and the color is what we have selected here. So let me do this one, yeah. Let me zoom in a little bit. Equal filter tab key. Then I need to go to the sales order. Select column B up to column H. And I want to select the entire column. I use a shortcut key, Control Space, is select the entire column. Then comma, open bracket. So I want to go for the item. Click one of the cell on the item. Control Space, select the entire column. Then start with equal. Equal to the item is from B1. Close parenthesis. Continue with the next condition with the multiply. Multiply means and. Both must be true. Open bracket. Go back to the item. I'm going to sales order. And for the color, select one of the cell on the color. Control Space, select the entire column. Equal. Go back to the selection here. The color. Close parenthesis. And then comma. It asks for if empty. Because the selection here might result empty sales data. So in order not to show any error, so we can just have a descriptive name, something like no record found. Double quote and close parenthesis, enter. Yep. So this is the central and it's pencil and white. Let me change the color to black. Pencil black. Let me change the item. Instead of pencil, I go to binder. Binder black. I change the black to blue. Blue. If I change it to white, if I change to there's one thing called pens desk. Desk. No white. Sorry. Don't have this record. So no record found. So using this kind of formula, plus because it uses Excel table, and you can see the whole thing works slightly differently. So that also means whenever there's a new data added at the bottom, the thing will be able to pick up. Currently, it doesn't have the item white. Item dash color is white. Let me go to the sales order. I go towards the end. Go towards the end. So the item is called desk and the color is white. So let me key in the number. I don't key anything. I can see that's white. Everything is 0 because it's blank. Let me key in some data. Just copy from the above. And okay, go back. Done. See, the benefits of using Excel table is make the thing scalable. Okay, if you are able to get this, and please type number 7. Yes. Okay, the difference between filter and index match. Index match only returns one result. It doesn't return multiple. Meanwhile, filter, it returns multiple rows, multiple columns. Yeah, hopefully this one address your question, yeah? Okay, so we have 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes. Yes, open for Q&A. Let me allow you all to unmute. Yeah, where is the button? Yes. Yes. If you want to ask, you can ask using your voice. You want to share screen also okay, yeah?
Hi, Mr. Pai. Can I see the output of this import PDF file?
Import
the final output.
PDF file.
Yeah.
Output, what do you mean output?
I mean the final result.
The final result, I just halfway through. I'm not showing everything because of the time constraint.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, something like this one. Let me go here. This is summary. And this product. Product is not complete. I'm only do the first 2. Product code and the sales quantity. Okay, is this what you're looking for?
Yeah, correct.
So if you can use something similar and for the indicator, just want to match the column together because the alignment is a bit off between these 2 pages. Can?
Okay, I think I able to grab something from here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good one. So let's see. I have a question. How to do basic calculation using the results from pivot table? You want to elaborate a little bit because there's various kind of scenario. I'm not sure which one you are referring to. Is that sample file for us to test? Let's see. Some of them I can share, some of them I cannot share because I don't have permission. Show how to create charts, slice and dice. Slice and dice. The easier way is using pivot table. Pivot table, when you combine with the slicer, is very easy. Possible to share the formula in the filter. Let me show you the copy the formula for the filter function. Okay, to create the chart, slice and dice. Yeah, the recording will be available in the group, yeah? We have 4 more minutes. Basic calculation. I'm just curious how to do basic calculation using result from pivot table. I'm just speculating. Maybe you have done some calculation using pivot table and you want to base on the result and to do some other calculation. This is my presumption.
Yes, so basically the data has been analyzed and the pivot table has come out. But after that, let's say the boss says that, what if we do this, and then we need to start doing some calculation using the results from the pivot table.
Okay, so there are 2 ways of thinking process.
Because the challenge is that every time when we use the formula, but the result is coming from pivot table. So we can't just copy and paste. We can't just copy all the formulas. It doesn't run properly. Yeah, and that's the problem with basic calculations, even using the results from pivot table.
Yeah, that's very common thing. Back to your question, there are 2 thinking or thought process. One is I want to build and throw. Build and throw means I will not use this same calculation again. Only one time saja. Maybe second time will be different. Build and throw. Build and throw, you can use whatever thing you have. And the second one is you want to use it regularly. If you want to use it regularly, using formula may not be a good way. Together with the pivot table. So that means you have a pivot table done, you add on more formula on the side, you want to reuse again and again. It's not advisable because pivot table, it may grow, it may have more data. So whenever you have more data, the formula doesn't automatically expand. So sometimes the pivot table may expand sideways. When it expands sideways, the formula will blocking the pivot table from expanding. So it will result the pivot table failing, refreshing itself. So how to work around? There's something called, I just type in the chat, it's called power pivot. Power pivot behave something like pivot table. You can create formula inside the power pivot itself. And the best thing is when we can use more complex formula. Normal pivot table, it has something called field that is only for simple calculation. If you want to have certain criteria for X1, if this one, then do this, and then all these things, a lot of complex calculation, normal pivot table cannot. Power pivot can. So hopefully this one gives you some idea, yeah? I'm not sure your context. That will be a good question for next month. Okay, yes. So we are coming to the last minute of the session AMA. Please type in the chat what's one thing you like the most about this AMA. Please type in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Choi say everything. GK say PQ, filter. Suban say very clear explanation. Thank you. YJ, WJ, Fang, Chloe say filter. One more question. What question? If no filter in Excel, then how? That one is only in the newer version of Excel. If you don't have, let me think. Need to use macro. Yeah, you can have a button, click the button, and the macro will be using certain data. Like, okay, this one is called advanced filter plus macro. What does that mean? Let me show you to let you hanging. Well, I am okay. Where is my file? Okay, let me bring the file back. Here. In our data here, there is something called advanced. For the advanced filter, this one not a nice way. For the advanced filter here, it has the option to copy to another location. So that means by combining macro with the advanced filter, you are able to get the result from here, go to another worksheet. Okay. Hopefully this one gives you some idea. Okay, let's see. Combine it to become unique reference, XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. Can unique? What do you mean combine it to become unique reference? I don't understand. Which one are you referring? GK? Item plus color.
Okay, what I mean is, Sifu, okay, that's my thought process. So at the top, we are trying to have these two, right? So we can combine the one cell plus the other cell become a unique reference. And the other side table, we also can have an additional helper column, try to have the combination, and then decide we can VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, right?
VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP is only single number. You want to have
Yeah,
multiple
what I
records.
mean is for each, So for each column, we need to do one-time formula to VLOOKUP.
That one may be very tricky because VLOOKUP, you need to go for multiple items. You have many rows.
So now we have multiple rows. Okay, understand. Okay,
Multiple
got
rows
it,
will
got
be a
it, got it.
tricky
It
one.
won't work. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, I know where you're coming from. In my head, wow, that is very complex formula. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, and do stay tuned in the group and let me know or let Wendy know what kind of support that you need and what kind of learning you want to get from us. And there's one quick update. I'm very excited that we're going to have a new pre-recorded video with the subtitle. I realize sometimes when I'm too excited, my pronunciation may not be accurate. So there'll be subtitle with the English subtitle, with the demonstration, and plus the learning file. The total is 5 hours. 5 hours out. Once the thing's ready, I'll be going to share more details. If you want to get a copy of the learning video, please stay tuned in the chat. Okay, with that, take care everyone. And I see you when I see you in the next AMA. Okay, bye-bye.